For more on the twists and turns of campaign 2016, we are joined by Washington Post political columnist Philip Bump. Philip, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Donald Trump is not changing his strategy at this point, is he?
He doesn't seem to be. No, he's quintupling down. Yeah.
Quadrupling down on the strategy that is, listen, I'm gonna let Donald be Donald. In other words.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's been pushing for some time on what we would call a base play. He's got this core base of support. He's trying to energize them, get them to turn out. The problem that we've seen repeatedly in these polls, which, by the way, are very good at tracking what's going on, contrary to what we just saw him say, these polls suggest that he is about 40% and that he has not figured out how to get past that ceiling.
You have to look at, though, after the third debate and then also the Al Smith dinner that happened,
Sure.
There's been so much negative talk. And when I'm talking to people on the road, They're saying, I'm just staying home. Do you think this is going to affect voter turnout?
Yeah, I think it will, right? I mean, these are two historically unpopular candidates. No one is, I shouldn't say no one, but most people who are voting for Donald Trump, for example, are doing so because they don't like Hillary Clinton. A lot of people who are voting for Hillary Clinton doing it because they don't like Donald Trump. I think that this is advantageous to some extent to the Democrats simply because Democrats generally turn out less anyway, so the Democrats have built these good machines for actually getting people to go to the polls.
Interesting.
But the Democrats continue to deal with the drips from the WikiLeaks.
Sure.
And do those continue to come out up until Election Day, from what we've seen, or your estimation?
Right. It seems that way. I'm not sure if it's going to make any difference. I mean, essentially what we're seeing nowadays is, there are sort of minor revelations about interactions between, different people that work on staff with the campaign. I'm not sure we've seen any real bombshell. And I feel as though if WikiLeaks had a bombshell, they would have released it. I mean, early voting's been going on. Lots of people have already voted. The time is sort of now.
It's more inside baseball?
Well, the calculated machinations, though, that go on inside the campaign, it is interesting to see, if not frightening at times. I want to talk about some of these states that were, one would think, big-time red states that the Clinton campaign, I think, is going after, and we've seen some of that in these emails as well, including Arizona.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Michelle Obama, for example, was in Arizona. Arizona is a state that, for the past 64 years, only once has voted for the Democrat. Incidentally, that time was 1996. They voted for Bill Clinton. But yeah, I mean, Hillary Clinton, sometimes what campaigns do is they will throw resources into the opponent's territory just to make the opponent have to defend there. But this seems like legitimately, because of demographics, because there's a lot of Hispanics there, it seems as though they might actually have a shot at winning it.
Because he's not defending there.
Well, in part because he is doing so poorly nationally, right? I mean, he's losing by about 6 points nationally. That's a wide margin. And if you're doing that badly nationally, that tends to suggest that even in states that you should be able to win, you're going to do worse than people before you.
Quickly, early voting started there. How's turnout?
Turnout's actually kind of mediocre, but what's interesting is that Democrats are doing better as a percentage of the return ballots in Arizona and North Carolina than we saw 4 years ago.
Philip Bump, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you.